So you could be able to go behind me, if you will, to make sure that whatever I'm stating, even the scriptures that I use, make sure that they're right and exact. I don't mind you going and backing me because I know what you're going to find. You're going to come to the same conclusion based on the evidences. And I don't just do things just based on what I feel. It needs evidence for me. Because that's true practical knowledge is dealing with experience. So I'm going to bring and relate to you different experiences. So then you will know that I know what I'm talking about. So therefore, you could then take this knowledge that I'm going to give you and you could replace it as superior over what you thought you knew before. Because what I come to do is impregnate your mind with new information. Why? Because if I'm anointed to do a certain thing, I want to rub that anointing off on you so that you can remove burdens and you can destroy yokes that's in your life. And then we can all grow together in a world of peace and prosperity for all people. It's going to take a new knowledge that's beneficial for everybody to benefit on this planet. So that it's not just for a few, it's for the many. It's not just for the few, it's for the all. Do you understand? So I got to supplant old knowledge. I got to supplant old ideology. I got to usher in a new cultural religion to bind all peoples together with the Spirit of the Most High on me, with the words of us, not on my tongue. Huh? With him and the Queen Mother existing within me, and I radiate that out to the whole world like a light-giving sun. And it is the set of someone's characteristics, such as personality and ability, that are not physical, and make that person different from other people. Okay, so take the definition I just did for knowledge, and then just take what I just said about self. So what do you mean? You need knowledge of self. You need knowledge of your own characteristics as a human being, your personality, your ability, something that's not physical, but that make other people different from other people. So that makes you to see yourself different from other people. That's all knowledge of self is. Let me say this to you right now. Now you see why I don't teach that. Just by a plain definition right there. Now I know some of those that is in the Pan-African world and the other black organizations and African organizations, they might say, no, it doesn't mean that. The raw definition that I just gave is exactly what this is. Ain't nothing special. You already know about yourself. You already know about yourself and what you're experiencing, what you're existing in. What you need to know is the knowledge of your ancestors and what they did and what they have. That's why Malcolm X was saying,
who are you? You don't know. Don't tell me Negro. That's nothing. What were you before the white man named you a Negro? And where were you? And what did you have? What was yours? What language did you speak then? What was your name? It couldn't have been Smith or Jones or Bunch or Powell. That wasn't your name. They don't have those kind of names where you and I came from. No, what was your name? And why don't you now know what your name was then? Where did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he take it? What tongue did you speak? How did the man take your tongue? Where is your history? How did the man wipe out your history? What did the man do to make you as dumb as you are right now?
To you, in that famous speech, he said, who are you? You don't know. Don't tell me Negro. That's nothing. No, tell me who you are. And where were you? Because he's speaking in a way that you are your ancestors existing right now. He said, where were you? What language did you speak in? How come you don't speak the language of your ancestors? Who are you? What was yours? What's your history? How was the man able to take and wipe out your history? How is a man able to relabel you Negro? But in the past, you were something great. You set the standards for greatness in this world. How come you don't know what your ancestors was back then? And if they was mighty and great people and builders of civilization, how come you don't know what civilization your ancestors built? How did you lose your culture? How did you lose your language? How did you lose your land? How you are identified as somebody else? How you are identified as a color and not based on a geographical land, just like every other people in this world? Soon as I say Palestinians, that in your mind is going to take you into the Middle East to a certain geographical area. Soon as I say Israeli, it's going to take you to a certain place. Soon as I say British, it's going to take you to a certain place. Soon as I say Colombian or Brazilian, it's going to take you to a certain place. Soon as I say Jamaican, it's going to take you to a certain place. Soon as I say Ethiopian, it's going to take you to a certain place. Right or wrong? Soon as I say Jordanian, it's going to take you to a certain place. Soon as I say Chinese and Japanese, it's going to take you to a certain place in your mind where you're going to be able to picture those people. Right or wrong? But when you say black, why don't they that instantaneously connect to a country? How do they got you in a color class system and you thinking that this is an ethnic group? You're the only people that want to be labeled by a color and not by territory. Everybody else in the world, even white people that you claim, that label white, and you will find out some of them are Italian, some of them are Polish, some of them are from Georgia, some of them from Turkey, some of them is from Arabia. I ain't got nothing wrong. Some of them is Lebanese. Some of them is Armenian. Right or wrong? Some of them is Iraqi. Some of them are British. Some of them are German. Some of them are French. Right or wrong? But when I say black, you in a separate categorical group all by yourself. Even when I say Ghanaian, Ethiopian, Congolese, Ugandan, Kenyan, all of that can instantaneously connect to a geographical location, right or wrong. But when you say black, you went nowhere. And thus, that brings me into one of my also favorite teachers that taught me a lot while he was on this earth. In my youth, he taught me a lot. Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And what did he say at the beginning of that song, Night of the Living Bass Dance with Pitbull, Public Enemy? He said, have you forgotten that when you were brought here, you were robbed of your name, robbed of your language. You lost your religion, your culture, your God. And many of you, by the way you act, you even lost your mind. Yeah, when you lose culture, you can change gods and religion. But when you lose your culture, you have lost your mind. That's where I want to get you to go today. How did you lose knowledge? Not necessarily about yourself, because you're still living in your body. You know what's good for you and what's bad for you. Now, eat something you ain't supposed to, and you're going to vomit, right? You're going to get real sick, right? So you know something of yourself. So I don't want to hear that. That's not what that's about. You never needed no knowledge of yourself. What you needed to know was knowledge of your past culture. Why did they do so much to alienate you from your culture? Because if they can alienate you from your culture and program you to think something else, then you don't know what land you belong to. You don't know what language you should be speaking. You don't know what cuisine you shall be eating. Then you don't know what God you shall be serving. What religions are native to you and your people, so that your body would be at ease and you will be relaxed in a setting with people that look like you, worship like you, talk like you, eat like you, think like you, speak like you, because they are you. So you are you as a Black American, Afro-American, those that's in the diaspora, those that's going under a black label. You have been lost from the knowledge of the culture of your ancestors, and now you are living a life of a vagabond. You're moving here and there, here and there. They got you transporting here and there, even within the United States. They got you transporting from here and from there. You're just a vagabond. The spirit of vagabond is on you. He's just wandering all over the place, moving to and fro. Ain't grounded nowhere.